Oh, hey, cool. It's another one of these things. So I figured I would just compose on camera for a little bit. Uh, I'm, it's gonna look a little weird because uh, I'm not putting measures to paper so much as getting gestures and ideas down. But uh, yeah, so I've decided to start a new piece. Me and a couple of friends of mine are starting up a provisional wind trio of clarinet, bassoon, and horn. There's basically no rep for that ensemble, so we're going to write each other some pieces. We're all composers, so we figure, hey, why not? That's fun. Uh, I've tried a couple times to sort of get this off the ground, but every single time has ended with me frustrated and feeling like I failed. Uh, but I think I may have hit on something here. So uh, I'm going to just start by penning some stuff in. And I guess maybe I should explain a little bit of the concept of this. There's a piece. There's a piece by uh, Michael Gordon entitled, I believe it's uh, Timber, that has four wooden sumantras by all the members of the ensemble, just sort of coming in and out, and they're all pitched. Uh, they're all pitched differently, and just sort of fading washes over each other. And then he also did a piece called Rushes that's for seven bassoons that has a similar sort of thing, but it's sort of adding the element of harmonic fields. So I think I kind of want to do something similar to that effect for this smaller scale ensemble where the harmony is a bit more limited. But with that, you can kind of get, with the limited amount of, uh, like the limited amount of notes that you can have together, you can sort of take advantage of some harmonic ambiguities, as it were. So yeah, I'm just gonna run through. I've got some preliminary notes on paper in very broad things of just uh, gestures. So what I want to do is have like an instrumentalist will play a note and they'll repeat it slowly and then just and get faster until they reach a certain point, and then they'll sort of retardato after that and slow down into stillness again. Uh, but I don't want that to be notated out because I don't want it to feel stiff, and I want the musicians to kind of just be listening to each other and sort of playing off of what uh, when they're entering and how long they're decaying and growing and all that sort of stuff. So I have a couple of these gestures planned out already. Uh, and right now I'm just going to be putting in orders of things because I want to like just test sonorities. I'm not going to worry about the notation because obviously Sibelius is not going to be able to do this thing straight away. It's going to take some work. So I'm just going to write some notes here. I'm just penning in some stuff that I had on paper before. And I hope this face cam is helpful. I don't know if it is. I just figured I might do it because I'm occasionally going to show some stuff I have written down, maybe, and I may end up going to paper if this computer thing doesn't work out so well. So um, the other tricky thing is that these things are going to overlap. So I need to make sure. I need to make sure I sort of have a concept of how that's going to work. And you know what actually might be good? Uh, because these instrumentals are going to be playing, only pretty much one thing's going to happen at a time. So just for the sake of convenience, uh, if three things happen in a measure, or three things happen in sequence, then they can be on the first, second, and third beats just while I figure out how this notation is going to work. So I know I want the clarinet to overlap the bassoon here. So I'm going to do that. And so now these are part of the same gesture. the bassoon's going to be out while that's going on. And then the bassoon is going to come back in on this other note. Let's see. And I'm just typing stuff out on my keyboard because I'm not using like a MIDI keyboard or anything because I've just gotten too freakishly good at this computer entering stuff. The more the more I've worked at it. The bassoon fades out, and then you also get another note down there. I'm actually gonna do this this way. And again, this is just like a notational convenience. I'm not married to these rhythms in any way. I'm trying to figure out sort of what the pacing of these gestures is supposed to look like. I know that this is going to be sort of reaching a peak as this is coming out, and this is still going to be in as it's coming out. So, and once the clarinet is out, then I want the bassoon in. And then for the first time, we're going to have a situation where these things just don't overlap. And again, the lengths of these things don't matter so much right now. It's more just gestural shape that I'm going for. You know what? Yeah, so this note's going to be fading out. And that's what I got so far. So I just kind of want to, this is going to sound a little silly, but I'm just checking notes here. So it's not so bad. I'm going to increase the volume on my computer because I had it turned down here. All right. And just for the sake of convenience, I'm going to mark everybody forte so I really hear these things nice and clear while I'm working. So I could actually miss that. So this needs to hang over a bit. I thought I wanted that horn to be low, but maybe I can get away with it being up there. And now I'm flying blind. I'm not doing anything on my, that's for my paper. I wanted to get that stuff down, but the notation that I was using is not easy to draw. So you can kind of see I was eager to do this in a digital format that was easier to show on camera and easier to show or easier just easier to get ideas down in a way that doesn't take 50 million years to make it look legible. And I would obviously, as a bassoonist, I'm cringing at this clef right now. I want that to be in tenor clef, but that's something I can do later. Maybe I can wait for a little bit there. I could have the high note. Yeah, I'll switch it. I'll switch it tenor clef. Tenor clef's a better clef anyway. Hmm. Maybe I want the bassoon to go like that. I'm kind of starting in this just no sharps, no flats, maybe kind of A minorish modal space, but I kind of want to veer off into other territories after a while. Maybe not so soon, because all told, this is not like 15, 16 bars of music. It's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 13 different gestures of just notes sort of sort of feathered beam style going in, going out. Now the question is, what comes after this? That's always the question with composing. So while these things are happening, I kind of wanted to actually, you know what? Not that. When the clarinet and horn here are out, then the bassoon is going to change notes there. I might want to work out better synchronization for that, but for now that'll do. Let's see. Let's actually solidify A minor here somehow. Maybe horn will go down the octave. And then the bassoon will actually dip down back into its bass register. Won't that sound nice? And I could go. Nice, good old-fashioned deceptive cadence there. But in like first inversion, so it's a little bit weaker. And this is a good time. I've got this It's a chromatic motion in the bass. Maybe that's a good time to sort of introduce B flat into the mix. And I like this, the idea of this E on top of that. So have it give the clarinet a chance to breathe, because instrumentalists need to do that. And then the horn player can rest for a bit too. And they'll come in. I really like these clashing major sevenths, like major ninths, these kind of ambiguous intervals that you can sort of fit nicely into a modal space. Have the clarinet. Man, that's a classical device right there. That's a straight up boom, dum, dee, dum. That is a 4/3 suspension. That's gonna sound good. These horn things are kind of angular, and with the horn, their attacks are gonna be a bit more. It's gonna be a bit more sluggish, because I want these to be like legato articulations, and while brass does like quick double tonguing really well, maybe like a da 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 is not gonna. The faster it gets, the weirder it's gonna speak. So who knows? I kind of am envisioning this. So this this bassoon thing has this chromatic ascent, and then it'll sort of the bassoon will drop out, and that'll leave these other instruments sort of hanging in the air, and that'll give me an opportunity to do something, I guess, more harmonically adventurous. No. Maybe I give the horn something like actually horn like, but in slow motion, because I'm still doing these gestures like like a horn call, but in slow motion. And that's a good point for a phrase break. So I'll let the horn ring the entire way, and the clarinet will sort of fade out over that. And you'll still have the B flat from the bassoon sort of hanging in the air, even though it releases before that stuff is happening. Let me just get an idea of what's going on here. And you know, maybe I put like a comma in there, so that'll just be for my notes. And I was thinking about that D flat earlier in the clarinet, and maybe it's a good time for that. Beep beep beep. Bring the D flat in above. Oh, I thought I was in bass clef. Now I can sort of really start dovetailing these things. So these things are chaining in a way. And it might seem like these things are happening really fast compared to before, but I'm just the notation kind of works out in a way, or the shorthand that I'm using works out in a way that this is just representing the order of events, and these things will be much more spaced out. Like maybe even like quarter note equals 5 or 6 seconds, something crazy like that. Give the horn player a chance to breathe there, because they're gonna dip above or lift themselves above the bassoon, and you know, so I'm kind of settling in this A flat major space of 4 flats. Yeah, got your B flat, got your E flat, got your A flat, got your D flat, and then this just kind of starts off right in it. I'll leave the clarinet alone there. And I can sort of see I've got these stepwise things happening. Like these stepwise crawls, like A flat, B flat, C, D flat, just with some registral displacement thrown in. That's a heroic horn note. I'm trying to see how far I can take this this whole stepwise thing. Yeah, actually, you know, sort of see how these things chain together, and I'm just gonna do like a scaffolding thing real quick here, just so I can hear these things for longer. Let's set the tempo to quarter note equals 20. It's probably not going to be that long compared to other things. Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know what? I like where this is going. I've attempted to do this like this is my fourth time now, and you know what? I think this one's going to stick. So hooray for me. Uh and hopefully I can we're going to try and have these things to each other by the time our next rehearsal rolls around, which I believe is on next Tuesday. So you know, it's probably not going to be done, but I'll have a decent sketch to show. And man, I was getting worried for a sec there. I was thinking I wasn't going to have something that was like that was cohesive or made sense, or was like it wasn't going to be me or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so I guess that's how it is. It's I'm happy with where this is going. I'm glad I was able to do it, just sort of talking myself through it, and I hope my strange composer mumblings as I was working, you can sort of see where my thought process is happening sort of as I'm eking these things out. It's a, you know, working this way is kind of different than doing sketches on paper, in that even on paper it's a lot easier to do things out of order, but I kind of like there to be a logical progression of ideas and almost like a stream of consciousness sort of thing. So this digital limitation of working in a linear way actually helps me do the way I do things the way I would like to have them anyway. So yeah, glad you got to be in on this with me, and more tomorrow. Maybe I'll continue working on this tomorrow. You can sort of see where I'm taking the notation on that, or it's either that or the video stuff that I've been working on, because the deadline is looming. Ay ay ay. All right, more tomorrow.